Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this month's episode of Consulting Corner. I'm Kellie Uhlhorn.
And I'm Lauren Tripp with Kite Technology Group. With the Applied Epic 2021 release expected to arrive at your agency in the very near future, we wanted to highlight some noteworthy features that you can expect with this update that may prove beneficial and further improve your efficiency. Keep in mind, this is not a full list. Do refer to your Applied Epic release notes for the full list of everything that is being updated, but we just wanted to highlight a few things for you to get you started today. So, Kellie, tell us about the first noteworthy item that we want to talk about today.
Sure. So, the first thing we wanted to highlight is bulk renewals. So, we know with those large accounts with multiple policies renewing at the same time, it can be a pain to individually renew each one. So, with the new update, you will now be able to renew up to 50 policies at the same time, either from Renewals Manager or from the client's policy screen. And you will have three options when renewing the policies at once. You will have the individual bulk renewals, which means you need to make specific changes to any of the policies selected. Bulk renewals, which you make the same changes to any of the policies selected, or standard renewals, which no changes need to be made and you can just renew all the policies at once.
Wow, very cool. Well, so the next thing would be the email template from Distribution Manager. Now, I know when you hear email template, you get pretty excited because we've been waiting on email templates for a while. But there is a catch here. The email template is used for the Distribution Manager only. So you can now configure email templates, which will ensure consistent messaging for your correspondence, such as maybe sending out certificates or renewal information, auto ID cards and things like that. So these templates can include things like your company logo, and multiple profiles can be created for different departments, branches, or even individual employees. Pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely. So the next one is for our Indio users. You will now be able to link submissions in Indio to Epic activities, as well as automatically create activities for carrier submissions that you've started in Indio. So it'll make it easier to track in Epic and complete the work while you're completing the work in Indio. So that'll be really great. They're starting to make that super seamless. So great work.
Absolutely. And those integrations with between one system and another just keep coming.
Yep.
All right, cool. So in addition to that, you can also now create a CSR24 portal directly from Epic. So you can now create or edit your portal account for the client from the contacts list in Epic. It's going to populate the required fields needed for the new portal account using the contacts information that's listed in Epic. The client portal account will also be a selected columns option for the contacts list. So they're taking a step out of your process and keeping everything in Epic if you want to stay in Epic versus having to go out into CSR24, kind of making that connection a little bit more seamless for you.
Great. So the next thing that we wanted to highlight is Edox, and you will now be able, when an Edoc is uploaded to the system from a carrier, it can be difficult to distinguish, without really opening the document, really what it is. So you can now configure Edox to populate with your service summary row descriptions and, use those custom descriptions in place of the ones sent by the carriers. So you can now, when they come over, they can override with the carrier, the carrier description, so you can, it can match with the service summary row description and effective date, so it makes it easier to see, what that document is without needing to open it. So
Wow, that's pretty cool.
we love those custom descriptions.
Absolutely, that'll definitely help with some manual renaming of documents, I'm sure. Very cool.
Right. And the add remove recipients from future scheduled jobs is the next thing that we wanted to highlight. So when you have reports scheduled for delivery, you need to make a change to who is receiving the report, this will definitely come in handy. So, you'll be able to edit the recipients versus having to cancel, purge, and reschedule the report. So instead of having to do all that, you'll now be able to edit, add, remove somebody from the report.
Wow, that's
Needing to
good.
do all of that. So that's going to save a lot of time.
Absolutely, especially if you've got a ton of scheduled reports on your plate. So definitely cool stuff. So how about, let's talk about updates to interface. So there's several updates to interface and some direct bill information as well. So the first thing we want to point out is sometimes policies go into suspense, or sorry, items go into suspense because a policy shell might not have been created yet, or maybe there's just minor issues in that policy that need to be corrected. What you can do now is automatically reprocess those items in suspense when the policy is updated. So what this means is Epic's automatically going to reprocess for you. You don't have to go click the reprocess button. It'll reprocess that suspense when many of a few policy actions are formed. Things like editing the policy or line servicing and billing information, changing the issuing location, effective expiration dates, prospective or contracted status, issuing or not issuing a policy or an endorsement, and also submitting an application. So Epic's basically going to reprocess when it identifies that those things have happened. And unassigned items, so unassigned in addition to just those that are already in suspense, can also be automatically reprocessed when manual corrections are made to the policy. So be sure to check your release notes. There are going to be some important configurations to make for you to turn on that functionality, but that could definitely save you some time and having to go back and forth and make corrections and then process those items in suspense.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So another cool thing that's coming out is going to be the direct bill commission download for benefits policies. What? So we do a lot in accounting, so we know, it can be a lot of work to get benefits, commission statements, and things like that downloaded. And in the past, direct bill commission download was only available for PNC type policies. So that existing functionality is not going to change. However, now benefits related information can be received, such as line ID and commission rate units. So be sure to contact your carriers that you want to receive direct bill commission from via the download, and make sure your system is set up for that direct bill commission download so you can take full advantage of these options. Remember, sometimes you might actually need to reach out to your carriers and say, hey, our system does this now. We would really like for you to do it, to get them on board. So feel free to check out with your carriers and see what they can offer you as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So Kelly, is that all we have for today?
I think so. I wish we had more time to highlight everything on the release notes, but there's so many options. There's so many, updates and fixes. So be sure to check your release notes for everything that's coming with the new update. But we just wanted to highlight just a few of the key items that stood out to us that we think will prove beneficial to your agency. So thank you for sitting with us today for this month's episode of Consulting Corner.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much, Kelly. See you guys.